I was saying everybody's so nice here. Since I've been in town, they can't seem to do enough for me. They gave me a big car to drive around, a big Rolls Royce. See, my wife says, let me drive that thing. I can stop it on a dime. She did.
Red Skelton was an American entertainer and host of radio and television shows, the most popular being The Red Skelton Show. Red's career was marked by versatility, talent, and a commitment to providing clean and wholesome entertainment to audiences. Red Skelton had 2 children during his lifetime, a son named Richard Skelton Jr. and a daughter named Valentina Marie Skelton. Sadly, his son passed away a few weeks before Red's birthday. Losing his son, Richard Skelton Jr., significantly impacted his life, eventually influencing his philanthropic efforts in supporting charitable causes related to children's health and disability awareness. Richard's death was a profound tragedy for the Skelton family. Richard Skelton Jr.'s father, Red Skelton, whose real name was Richard Bernard Skelton, was born on July 18, 1913, in USA. Skelton had a problematic childhood and began performing in circuses and traveling shows at a young age to help support his family. He was known for his long and successful career in various forms of entertainment, including radio, television, film, and live performances.
I used to wear my spurs inside.
Red Skelton honed his comedic skills and developed a range of characters during this period. In the 1930s, he transitioned to radio and became a popular radio personality, earning recognition for his talent in creating humorous characters and sketches. Skelton made his mark in Hollywood during the 1940s and 1950s, starring in numerous films like Whistling in the Dark, The Fuller Brush Man, The Clown. The pinnacle of Red Skelton's career was his long-running television variety show, The Red Skelton Show, which aired from 1951 to 1971.
The guy stepped off the curb and I says, give him the right of way, and she plows right into him. What did you do that for? You told me to.
The show featured a mix of comedy sketches, guest appearances, and musical performances. Skelton's ability to create and portray various characters, including Clem Cadiddlehopper, Freddie the Freeloader, and many others, made the show immensely popular. It became a family-friendly staple of American television. In addition to his work in comedy, Skelton was an accomplished artist. He created thousands of paintings during his lifetime, often incorporating humor into his artwork. His artistic talent was essential to his life. He used it as a form of self-expression. Red Skelton established the Red Skelton Foundation, which supported various charitable causes, including children's hospitals and educational initiatives. Skelton received numerous awards and honors throughout his career, including 3 Emmy Awards for his television work. In 1988, he was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame, recognizing his contributions to the medium. His timeless and family-friendly humor characterizes Red Skelton's legacy. His ability to make people laugh through his characters and comedic sketches left a lasting impact on entertainment. He died on September 17, 1997, at 84, in Rancho Mirage, California, USA. The cause of his death was pneumonia, which is a lung infection. Red's death marked the end of a long and successful career in entertainment, which spanned several decades. He left behind a legacy of humor and laughter that continues to be celebrated by fans worldwide.
What's the matter with you? Get your haircut? Take it easy. You take it easy. All right, now let's not lose our game.
Skelton's paintings of clowns remained a hobby until 1964, when his wife Georgia persuaded him to show them at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas while he was performing there. Sales of his originals were successful, and he also sold prints and lithographs, earning $2.5 million yearly on lithograph sales. At the time of his death, his art dealer said he thought that Skelton had earned more money through his paintings than from his television performances. Skelton believed that his life's work was to make people laugh. He wanted to be known as a clown because he defined it as being able to do everything. He had a 70-year-long career as a performer and entertained 3 generations of Americans. His widow donated many of his personal and professional effects to Vincennes University, including prints of his artwork. They are part of the Red Skelton Museum of American Comedy in Vincennes, Indiana. Despite having a brilliant and glorious career with an enormous fortune, Red was powerless against his son's terminal illness. His heart seemed to shatter into 1,000 pieces when his beloved son passed away at such a young age. Red Skelton's son dies thinking of mother. Richard Skelton Jr. was born in 1948. If he were alive today, he would be in his mid-70s as of 2024. However, Richard Skelton Jr. tragically passed away at 9 in 1958. Associated Press Hollywood writer James Bacon is a longtime friend of Red and Georgia Skelton. He was with them in the night in their Bel Air home when they returned from UCLA Medical Center less than 1 hour after their son Richard lost his valiant fight with leukemia. And this writer tells how a comedian and wife spent grief-filled hours after death. On that fate night, Red Skelton's son told him that, "Daddy, will you get Mama that red blanket for Mother's Day? I don't suppose they'd let me out of here with this cut on my leg." The little Richard Skelton died of leukemia last night at the UCLA Medical Center, thinking about his mother. Red Skelton was standing in Richard's room at home last night less than an hour after the 9-year-old boy's death from leukemia, a death that had been foreshadowed for more than a year. Richard's toys, a favorite camera and other paraphernalia common to 9-year-old boys, was scattered across the room. "We had asked him if he wanted a party for his birthday on May 20th, said Red. "He said no, all he wanted was a cookout with 2 or 3 of his friends. So I brought him the Sears Roebuck catalog today, and he picked out a tent and some camping equipment. And the red blanket." The cut on his leg referred to an incision made for blood transfusions. His veins had been punctured too much, with a long series of daily transfusions over past weeks. Although he was never told of the seriousness of his illness, Richard apparently knew death was near the night before. Minutes later, a final hemorrhage sent him into a coma. That was about 7:30 p.m. His mother, Mrs. Georgia Skelton, said he awakened an hour later and whispered, "I can't see. Everything is fuzzy." At 8:35 p.m., the boy died. Georgia and Red sat in the hospital room for over an hour with their dead son for over a half hour, quietly weeping. Skelton told of one last wish. He wondered if he could get a crucifix blessed by His Holiness. A cable came back that the mission was accomplished. Richard seemed happy when he knew that the crucifix was on its way by airplane. It was wonderful of His Holiness to take out of his busy schedule for our boy. The papal blessed crucifix was en route over the polar route from Copenhagen as Richard died. By Richard's bed was a little overnight case his parents had given him for Christmas. Georgia opened it. In it were clean underwear, socks, and a toothbrush. "He packed it himself last week before he went to the hospital," said Mrs. Skelton. "He said, 'Mama, you never know when we'll be leaving on a trip. It's best to be ready.'" Red cried at that and turned toward the door. Georgia followed and started to turn off the light switch. As she looked around at the toys, the happy pictures on the wall, the little stuffed dog has been his constant companion since he was 6. She pulled back her arm. "No," she said, "I can't turn off that light. I don't want it dark in here, not tonight."